Hello and welcome to the 50th episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's quite a big number and it feels like not so long ago I was joining the Hermitcraft server and was building all those things back at the spawn village, but here we are, it's the 50th episode and it's going to be a longer one than usual since I decided that we should do something special for this. And we're going to start off by making a nether portal over on that island to prepare ourselves for future projects. Like we could build an ice machine over there because it's in a snowy biome, or a Tiega, I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, what we're going to be doing is demolishing that part of the island that we can see there. I'm going to chop down all the trees and then get some TNT and level all of this off so no mobs will be able to spawn over there and we won't be able to see it from this island either. Although mobs spawning over there isn't really a problem because we're quite a way off from where our mob spawner actually is. But anyway, I'm going to go over there and make a nether portal. Okay, I've now hooked up the nether portal, so we've got the original two over there. Down this corridor we've got the one all the way at the end there that takes us to the sand biome, and then on the left here we have this one leading to our ice biome. So let's go through and take a look. And there you go, you can see it links up to this one over here. So now what I can start doing is chopping down all of these trees and preparing the area to be blown up by some TNT. Okay, the first phase is complete. I've torched up the island and I've chopped down all of the trees, so this place is ready for TNT now. But when I was standing over there on the island, I wasn't so sure as to how far back this landmass went. I wasn't actually aware that it was just a small island if we separate it just there. So seeing as I can still see the island over there, I'm going to assume we'll be able to see beyond where I'm standing now. But anyway, I'm going to destroy all of this here and then we'll move on to the second bit at a later time. Maybe not even this episode because this has taken me a fair bit of time. But anyway, I'm going to go get some TNT. I don't think I'll be using too much of it around this area because it's fairly flat. I might just use the shovel on that, but this area over here will definitely get some destruction. I've just finished emptying out my gunpowder chest over at the mob spawner and came down here. I've used a fair bit of my sand supply, but we now have a nice supply of TNT. We've got 6 stacks there. That's going to last me a long time, I think. But anyway, we've also got this 41. I'm going to take that over with me to the island and start blowing it up. Okay, it's time to start the demolition, and a few things to consider here. First of all, I'm probably not going to be using the TNT down here. I'd have to put it up a little bit higher so it would only blow up these blocks because we don't want to put a hole in the ground. We just want to take off this layer here so we can have the water run over the ground below it. So I might try and use it on this bit up here, and it's going to be a bit of an experiment, but we'll start off, we'll go away from the portal because we don't want to put that out. Although I do have my flint and steel on me, but if we try it like this, hopefully it will just remove the 2 layers, although I can't help but feel it's free. But if we just do an experiment here, then we'll find out. And it is free. Okay, so I'll have to put them on blocks that are too high up, and then it'd be interesting to see how far around it would blow up. It might not even be worth it. I've gotten that totally wrong. This is the level we want it to come down to because this is where the water will be, and it looks like that cobblestone that I placed provided some blast resistance around here. So if I put it on at this height again, it's probably going to blow a hole bigger than I want. So I think I'm just going to be better off digging this bit out down the front here, and then this bit up here we'll use the TNT on. So it's definitely not going to be worth doing TNT down the bottom here when I've got a shovel like this. Breeze for it, no problems. But I've set up some TNT up here, so let's start the destruction. This is always fun. Time for a progress update. You can see that I've done a lot of work over here. And you can see the stone on the bottom there from where that landmass was, and it's going to be interesting to see what this looks like when it's finished from a distance, because I think it's going to be quite noticeable that all this area is flat. But we will build something here in the future, like an ice tray, and this is kind of like one big ice tray at the moment. It's a bit slow to get going. Maybe I'll put a couple of blocks in the middle there, so while I'm doing this bit I can see if it'll all freeze over or not. But anyway, this is quite easy using the shovel because of the efficiency, and this one's going to run out soon, so I might have to go get another one. But this last bit over here I'm not going to use any TNT for. I'm going to do all of this with the shovel. There we go, it's been removed, and it's kind of hard to tell if it looks odd or not because of the ice being on top. I guess you can see the landmass goes up to the surface and then there's ice, but it doesn't look too bad, so I'm happy with that, how that's turned out. And of course I might be building something there in the future, so it'd be something to look at, but we'll save blowing up the rest of this for another day. There's another little job that needs doing over here. We never actually finished the bottom of this quick kit area, so I'm going to keep it simple. I talked about doing quite a few things before, but I'm just going to build the rest of the room. I'll put in some chests on the walls, so if there's any useful items that I think of, I can put them in the chests at a later date. And also got to put a doorway in here so we can get to the back of the quick kit. And the bedroom is, yeah, it's been invaded by all of this, so I'm going to have to redo this at some point as well. I think what I will just do is keep it very simple and make a small snowy room so we can just go straight through to the quick kit. I also talked about putting some dispensers in here with potions, but you'll see if we walk up the stairs and over here we can get to the potions on this side very quickly, so that seems kind of pointless. Okay, let's take a look. There you go. Thought I'd add a slope in on the side of the room. I don't know why that came to mind, but I like it. What I want to do is just put a couple of chests in the gaps here and maybe do something slightly different with the roof just around where the chest is to make it stand out more. And then I've got to put in some lighting, and at the moment this room does look a little bit bland, so I think there's something else I can put in here. I'm not sure what, but I would definitely think about it. So I thought I'd share with you my first design because I'm about to change this. I don't really like how the soul sand is exposed behind the back there, but I do like how it looks next to sandstone. So what I'm going to do is make some double chests so we have just two of them, and then put sandstone like that on either side. And also I've added in some bushes down here. I think that was the extra detail that I was looking for. Once we've removed this chest and crafting bench, I'd say that this place is finished. And I like how these chests look a lot more than the other ones. Still don't know what I'm going to put in them, but they look cool. And the way to the quick kit back here, I was going to make it all fancy, but once I put in these slabs at the bottom, I don't know, it just looked right with the stone walls, so I thought I'd leave it like that. And that is this area done for now. So I've just been moving all the contents of that chest down there around, and I've been noticing these lighting glitches everywhere, and that's because we put all of the dirt on top of the building, so it's caused some over here. That one's really bad, so I've got 3 of them here as well. There wasn't any down there. And there's also some in this room. I can't remember if they're actually there or not before, but just down the bottom here next to the water. So there's another thing that needs fixing. This episode I have a big project in mind, and it all rests on a pivotal decision about what to do here in the Nether Hub. Now I've talked about this before, I think I've even made up my mind, but I've changed it yet again. I've been kind of convinced to actually build the observation deck up the top here, because when I think about people visiting this place, it would feel like a real shame for them to miss out on seeing the map from up above here, because you may just walk in from the side and not really notice it, but from up here you can see the scale of the project itself and also the island. So the compromise for building it up here is that we have even more stuff in the Nether, because at the moment it's quite bare, it just focuses around the map, and that's something that I'd like to keep. But as well as that, we also compromise the look of the Nether portal from outside, because we'd have to put an entrance in. But I've been thinking about it, and I think the Nether portal, the Nether pyramid from the outside doesn't really look as spectacular as this, so why should we say that that can't be changed and miss out on the view for this? So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this observation deck up the top, and then people are going to be able to see the map when they come in here. So God, that really annoys me, that does. Let's get down the bottom here. If you imagine coming in from the side here, you're probably going to see that it's some sort of map, but you're just going to walk straight over and go, oh, this is cool, and then, you know, head down to wherever it is you want to go. But if you come in at the top there, you're going to look down straight away and see it and be like, wow. So that is definitely what we're going to do now. And I want to show you the journey that we're going to take. So I'm just going to head up the top. So somewhere around where I'm pointing at now is where the observation deck will be, and that's also going to be the entrance to the minecart station, I guess you could call it, but where we come from, the minecart track, which is going to link back to the nether hub. And this is the journey that I wanted to take you on. I wanted to talk about where this track's going to go and how I want it to look as we go along. So I'm not really set on a design yet, but I want to focus on taking advantage of the nether scenery. So first of all, this is going to come up here into this area, and I've always thought about it in my mind being in line with this. But of course, the centre of the nether pyramid, oh here we go, is over to the right a bit. What's the betting he comes right up into this gap here? Come on. There you go. Oh, it's jumping. Anyway, let's not get distracted. It's going to be over to the right, so there may be a change in scenery. But anyway, I picture it coming along through the nether fortress, so I thought, why not theme it like a nether fortress at first? And let's take the speed potion to make this easier as well. And then when there's openings like this, we're not going to close them off, we're going to take advantage of them. And if we're going to be over on the right there, we're going to come through this bit as well, which will be interesting. I am going to make a lot more observations as to the scenery here, because for example, we might want to come through a high point up here, and also it looks like there's more to the nether up there that I haven't explored yet. So I don't know what height the tunnel will be at, but it will change as we go through. So it looks like it's going to go through a whole bunch of netherrack over there, and then possibly come out somewhat similar to where this place is here. So when it's going through all of this netherrack, we're going to theme it with nether brick and make it kind of dark and moody. And then when we get to this bit here, I want to really take advantage of this and make the tunnel go really high up for all of that space up there, and that's going to be a real difficult building job because we're right above this we're right above this lava lake, and also it's just risky in general building like that. But if I keep some fire resist potions on me, then all should be good. Let's take some more food quickly. And yeah, so I've been thinking about hanging the tunnel from the ceiling using some half slabs with lava in them, so they have like a cool lighting effect. But again, these are just ideas that I'm throwing around. But when the tunnel comes out the top here, I picture it having lots of glass on the roof, because you've got to be careful where and how you use glass in the nether, because it can easily get blown up by ghasts. And I figured that people can be running around down the bottom here, but if we're up the top near the ceiling, then we should be a lot safer, because the ghast balls are less likely to go astray in that direction. Unless there was a ghast... Oh, almost walked off the edge. Unless there was a ghast down there shooting at me and it went right up to the tunnel. But anyway, at this point around here, I want it to turn at a right angle and go across the large plains back to the nether. So let's go over here and have a look. Where exactly will that be? Okay, so we might have to come through some of the netherrack here, and then maybe I can make it hug the ceiling at this point and put the glass on the underside. But I do want to take advantage of the scenery, as I've said. I want to have lots of glass in the tunnel so we can look down at the nether as we make our way across it. And this is going to be quite a grand tunnel. I'm going to make it wide, maybe like 5 blocks, and you sit in the middle. And I'm still not sure how I'm going to stop zombies spawning. Zombie pigmen spawning on it. But I imagine that'll involve half slabs or something along those lines. Where am I going? I'm just chatting away and not paying too much attention. Yeah, so you can see the nether, the top of the nether is quite consistent at this point. So it's just going to continue along there, and it looks like the map is loading a bit slow at the moment. And I guess it can continue at that height for quite a while now. Going off in this direction. Let's keep moving. And then when we get over here, things are going to change a bit, and this is the bit I'm not sure about. But again, when we get to this bit over here, the theme is going to change again. I'll do something different within the tunnel because we're quite close to the hub at this point, and I think the chances are we're going to be going through a lot of netherrack. This is it over here. So yep, it's going to come along this bit, we'll make it hug the ceiling, and then it will go over in that direction into the wall. So maybe it'll drop down a bit. And this is the old nether tunnel that I built, but I want to have my own one now since other people use this one. And I've got a space at the other end on the side that we can use, and I've got a feeling I might have to dig here somewhere on the left. Ah, this is it. Yes, I should put that back. Oh, I've got some cobblestone, I can replace that. Let's hop up here. I'm going to destroy that block to do that. So it will come out through the corner there somewhere, and then this bit we can change it again. We can drop down, so we're going to be similar height with the nether, and I'll probably TNT up a lot of this netherrack, although I'll make sure I keep their tunnel intact, of course. And that bit that I'm pointing at right there is where the entrance is going to be. So it's going to come at a diagonal through this bit and raise up into the ceiling, and then it's going to go across through the netherrack and all the way back to my base. So that's the plan. It's a huge project. I have no idea how much I can actually really get done, but that's what I want to do. And the main thing I'm worried about is the diagonal tunnels. I'm not sure if I can make that really look good, although this doesn't look too bad. And if I put the glass on the sides right and, you know, put some real effort into the aesthetics, I'm pretty sure it's going to look decent. So this is where we'll come out in the nether. And I want to do something cool here as well. I'm not sure what yet. Maybe I'll put like diamond blocks around the outside just to show off or something like that. But this is going to be my tunnel. You can see I've put down a sign, WIP, work in progress. And yeah, that's the journey that we're going to take. Looks like this pigman's looking for a bargain, but unfortunately my feather falling boots have been sold. 2 iron each. That's a good deal. So first things first, I've built the observation deck, and it rests quite nicely at that height. I feel like it almost adds something to the room, and maybe as we put more things up there, mainly to do with the minecarts and the tracks, it'll look a little bit more interesting. The one thing I'm unsure about is how to get up and down from there, and I'm wondering if maybe I built this a little bit too high, but this is 12 blocks off the ground, and we'll make some proper ways of getting up and down. And what I like about this is that there's actually a gap at the edge here, but you can't walk off of it because of the blocks here, so I like the way that kind of just floats there. And this is going to be the entrance. I started carving it out a bit, but I've blocked it off so that no ghasts shoot in here, otherwise that would be somewhat of a disaster. But anyway, we should go up top and I'll show you what my plan is. This is the entrance from the outside, and what I'm going to be doing is, first of all, the first part of the track will just come out a few blocks. I'm not sure how many, but like maybe 5 to 10 at the same level, and then we're going to start the ascent upwards up here into the netherrack. Now I was digging around through here, going to the other side and thinking about where we wanted the other end of the tunnel to come out at what height, and that was what gave me the idea to actually have a gradient, to have a gradual slope going upwards. Now normally when I've thought about the track going up and down through the nether, I've pictured it going like this, just one block up at a time, which I don't know why I limit myself like that when I imagine these things sometimes, but I guess it's just quite often that people do that. So what I'm going to do is go down to the bottom there and take the coordinates, and then we're going to go all the way to the end of this tunnel and figure out what height we want the other end of the tunnel to come out at. So I'll pick a height, I'm not really sure at the moment, but this is where it comes out. So somewhere up there we'll end the gradual slope, and then it'll go straight across over to that bit of netherrack over there. So it'll be open in this bit, we'll put lots of glass on it. And that also gave me the idea to have some lava, here we go, dripping down on top of the tunnel and then going off on either side, which I think would look cool. But the point is we're going to have a gradual slope, so once I've done the maths and figured out where the start and ends of the tunnel are, we're going to be able to place down like 10 blocks in a row and then go up 1 and then 10, something like that. So it'll be a nice and gradual tunnel. I've been getting ready to start the construction on the nether tunnel, and it has taken me forever. There was so much that I needed. I had to mine a load of obsidian, I had to go to the end and get a load of ender pearls, I had to go to a blaze farm to get blaze rods, to get the blaze power to make eye of enders, and I also went to an XP farm as well to do some enchanting. But we have the ender chest, and it would appear that it emits light. I wasn't aware of that. I've also installed one of these in the storage room and one in the potion room, and I've got another 5 spare. And I've put some fire resist potions in there for now because they're going to be useful. And the other thing that I've done was the enchanting, and check this out, I've got the feather falling boots, which is really good, and these other ones I just done low level enchantments on, so we're now ready to start building. Time for a progress update. I've started work on the tunnel, and we're going to have to stop calling this a tunnel from now on because I don't like that name. It's not a tunnel really. We're going to call this thing the tube, since it's going to be in the shape of one and it has a track in the middle of it. So the pyramid is even, here we go. Been waiting for that. Take that. And that. Yes, good shot. So the pyramid is even, and the width of the tube is odd, so I've had to put it off by 1 block, and I mentioned it before, that kind of stuff really annoys me, but this project is so big, I was like, right, we've just got to get on with it. So you'll see we've got dirt on either side, and this is going to be changed to grass. We're going to have grass going through the whole of this tunnel as we build it, and what I want to do is put some half slabs or glass on top of this. So we're going to have the tracks here, and then the block above will be glass so we can pass through it, and then the pigmen won't be able to jump up onto the track either, so they'll still be able to spawn in our tunnel. Oh, there you go, I want to call it the tube. They'll still be able to spawn in our tube, but they won't be able to get on the tracks, and the player can then run alongside as well. If you don't want to take the minecart, you can stop and have a look at the view, and when you're in the minecart you'll have a slightly better angle to look outside as well, so the view will be even better from there. So what I want to do next is put some support beams underneath it, and also start work on these sides. We're going to make it mainly out of grass, but we want to build a few arches that go over the top to the other side as well. And if I just hop down here, you'll see it's a lot closer to the ground than I initially expected it to be, and I think the reason for this is because the bottom of the pyramid is quite high up compared to where the map is. So I've come up 12 blocks here, but realistically I probably needed to go up 16. At the moment I am up here and I'm trying to calculate the other end of the tube so we can make that gradual slope that I talked about, and I came up here and just noticed that the ceiling we talked about before isn't the actual ceiling of the nether. There's a whole other layer up here as well, which is interesting to see, and I was considering bringing the tunnel up here. Sorry, I called it the tunnel again, I've got to stop doing that. Bringing the tube up here and going over the top area, but I kind of want to make it go through the bottom area since that's what I'm used to walking through and seeing, and I like the scenery down there as well. There's a few fields of fire, but anyway, I'm going to figure out roughly where I want it to come out, probably a few blocks lower than this, and then we'll start work on that. Okay, let me show you what I've done. We've also got to be a little bit careful because there's some ghasts out there, but I've actually made quite a lot of progress on this bridge now. So I've started building the first section where we have these beams that go over the top, and I'm going to put glass in line with these 2 blocks, this one here, and then these 3 at the top. So we'll have glass going all the way around the outside, and this is every 3 blocks is how I'm going to do it, because the slope that we have going up is 3 blocks. Now I calculated how far we needed to go and what the gradient would be, and it was 2.6 blocks. So I thought what I'd do is I'd round it up and then we go out a little bit further. So if you remember the nether fortress where I was earlier showing you where I wanted the tunnel to come out, well that's actually where it's going to come out at the same level as the nether fortress, so it'll get higher as it goes further on, but that is how the tunnel is coming along so far. I'm not sure how it's going to look when we have these arches in these bits and the glass meeting up at the top, because you can see it's only 1 block gap at the moment, so I might have to change that and make this a little bit higher. But construction's going quite well, and a moment ago a few ghasts started shooting at me, but other than that it's been pretty smooth sailing building so far. So this is where I originally wanted the tunnel to end at, except all the way up there. So to do that we would have to gone up by 1 block every 2.6, so that's why we've come out at this rate here, and what we should do is meet up with the netherrack somewhere around there, and we'll probably go a little bit higher than that, and then when we go through the netherrack we'll be just under the ceiling to go across the next section. I'm working on the tunnel here, and I just wanted to show you the 2 different ways we could do the glass. I'm going to go with the one on the right because it keeps the arch shape that we have here, and the one on the left is just a bit too square. So yeah, this matches up with the arches, which have actually changed. If you look on the outside there, I've added in some nether brick stairs, and that just brings the extra shape to the outside now, so that's looking pretty complete at the moment. And I was looking down at the dirt and thinking, when that's grass it's not really going to brighten up the place, and that reminded me that we need some lighting in here. Now I really like how nether brick looks with torches, because the nether brick's like an old dungeon or castle, and torches kind of suit that thing, like on the wall like they are there. At the same time I was also thinking about perhaps putting some lamps on the top, but then that would kind of break up the arch, which I didn't like, so maybe there's somewhere else we can put some lighting, but otherwise I'll probably go with just putting torches on the wall. So the tunnel has now started heading upwards, and what I've done here is... that scared me. Fortunately though, you can't see us through the glass. So yeah, what I've done here is I've taken the height of this bit and put the glass going across from that bit there. Otherwise I felt like the roof would be too low when you're moving up, so it actually looks quite good when you head down and when you head up as well. So that works out quite nicely, and then up the top here we've got to the bit where we've got a netherrack around it. And I wasn't sure which way I wanted to do this, if I wanted to have the netherrack come in like this and not have any glass, or if I wanted to keep the glass, and I still haven't made up my mind. I think I'd like glass because it would match the rest of the tunnel, but at the same time I think the netherrack almost looks better, like for a change. I don't know, like I said, I'll make up my mind about that. So I didn't even consider a third option at first, but here it is. And I think there's a couple of reasons why this looks good. First of all, having the netherrack, it's not really great for a building material, and then the glass is kind of pointless. Like, you wouldn't put a window in a building if it had a wall right behind it, would you? So that's why I think it looks better. But also you can get to use the stairs like this as well, so the detail on the side matches up. Then over here I've still included some glass, and as we go further up here you'll see we'll head further and further into the roof. So this will start to slope downwards, and I'm going to keep the glass in for as long as I can. So over here we'll have 3 blocks and the one before we'll have 5, so it will slowly disappear, but there we go, the tunnel is really starting to progress. I've run out of nether brick, so I've come up the top here to harvest some of this stuff, and I was just looking at the view, and you know what, I think this looks really cool from the outside. Yeah, the more I see of it, the more I like it. That looks awesome. I always thought it would spoil the pyramid, but it kind of adds to it having this crazy tunnel just coming out of the netherrack and going into it. Thought I'd show you a couple of things that you don't really get to see from elsewhere, like up here. You can see that we've got some support struts under the bridge itself, and what I've been doing at the moment is going around and filling in the sides, because the way I was building it I was actually leaving these bits exposed. And some of this glass might be broken as well because some ghasts were shooting at me while I was doing this. I've also added some support down the bottom here as well, and I've just remembered that the way back in is up the top, so we'll go up there and we'll have a look inside, but it's all coming along well. It's just a little time consuming, this kind of building, especially when you've got to farm stuff in between. So what we're doing here, netherrack, then nether brick, and then dirt. Yeah, so this is the inside, and we got to the top bit here where you can see the ghast blew that up. So this next part of the tunnel won't have any glass, and that's because the netherrack comes up to this point here. So we could put the one glass block on its own there, but that would look a bit silly, I think. So we're going to go with nether brick and stone bricks, and that's going to go like that for quite some time through all of this netherrack. And then when we get to the end of the netherrack, we're going to go back to having nether brick and glass again. And then that'll go all the way up to the netherrack up there. And then when we get to that bit there, that's when it's going to change, the tube is. We're going to start transitioning it into a different theme. So I'm going to move away from the nether brick. I think I might go with these slabs like we have here, or possibly just the stone bricks, but I haven't made up my mind yet. Okay, I've made some serious progress here, and you may be wondering why there's nether brick on the side here. Well, there's actually a fortress right there. The tunnel happens to line up with it perfectly, so I thought I'd leave the nether bricks in. Now, I don't think it looks too great because it's not obvious that there'd be another fortress there because we're using the nether brick, but I could change that later on if I don't like how it looks. But we've come up to the next open area up here, and I've started putting in the glass, and I like the way it transitions here. You can see the netherrack right up there, and then it opens up, and I've got to be careful here because there's some ghasts flying around. So this next bit that we're going to build is going to be all open going up to the netherrack up there, and it's probably going to be the riskiest bit that I've built so far. Going to be overhanging a bit of a lava lake over there, and I'm going to be putting in some support beams as well, so I might transform this bit of the fortress here and make it look different, so the support beam, you know, looks okay when it goes down to it. But the other thing I want to do here is at some point when it's finished is go up to the top, and that's actually a really long way up, and there's that ghast, so we better stay back. So yeah, once this is finished I want to do that thing I talked about earlier where we have some lava falling all the way down from there, and then it's going to land on top of the glass that we have, and I'll make sure that it falls into a particular block so we can put other ones around it and then force it to flow down over the side. So it won't spread everywhere, it will just go from the top down here and then down the side into the lava lake. Sometimes when I build, I like to talk about the techniques that I use in case it would be useful to anyone else. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about how I'm doing this next part here, and I've got to be ever so careful because ghasts keep coming over the top there, and that's quite annoying. If they're off there in the distance, you can sort of defend yourself. You see the ghast ball coming, you can shoot it away with an arrow. But if they're up there, they just come over the edge and they're very close to you already. But anyway, I've started off by building this platform here first. Didn't take any risks, just made a little platform for myself to stand on here and place all of the blocks. So now we can put in some support beams, and I don't think we'll really need to modify this too much. Maybe make this bit here like flat and have some stone in it or something to signify it's a little bit different, and then a pillar going up to the top. I think that lines up perfectly actually. That's 3 blocks and that is as well. So we'll put one on there, and then the next one will be that one, which will go all the way down to the lava lake. So that's going to be an interesting one to build. But what I'm doing at the moment after I put these platforms in is just doing the sides, and this is really easy because you can place 3 blocks off the previous 3 and then the next 3 like that. So now that I've done that on both sides, we can do the next bit. What I like to do is place down the dirt, and then this makes it easier to jump up and down onto the next bit here. So we go up 2 blocks like this, and can't jump from there to there, need to go from this side, and then I put one down like that, turn around on this side, place one up there, and then I need to get back onto that top bit. So from here you can just stand on the next, that was strange, stand on the next ledge, and, oh, nope, you need to get right at the right angle, just like this. There we go, and then for this one I can stand here, do the same thing again, use shift to stand on the edge and just put that one there. Then we can place 1, 2, 3 like this, and then I do the same thing on the other side. So once that bit's done, the next bit is real simple. We just put the bricks or the glass on. So for the bricks we're going to go, yeah, I think we'll go like that, and then put our glass there. So we'll put 2 more of those, and then just do that going all the way around. So building it in little stages like that kind of makes the job easy. And now I've finished building this bit, what we've got to do next is build the support beams underneath and then do that lava thing from the roof up there. And I just thought I'd leave this last bit like this to show you that there's nether brick under all of this dirt, but some parts in the middle where there's all the netherrack around it I actually don't put it down, and that's just to save on resources because no one will ever see it. And when I was first building this and going through the netherrack, I was even jumping up and putting those stairs there which you can barely see. So after a while I just switched to putting the full block on that one, which you can see when you got some steps. But yeah, this is all just saving on resources. So now I just got to put in some dirt like this. So this support beam here looks cool. It just filled in the pathway and then put these stone bricks around that bottom bit there to kind of highlight it. And going all the way down to the bottom with a single pillar is going to look quite odd next to this bit here. So what I've opted for instead, see if we can get this guy first. There we go. So what I've opted for instead is to place some blocks down the bottom there and have them come out at an angle, and then create a little platform here just for this bit. Okay, that looks good, and I've even put a slope in down the side here, so if you look at it from another angle it'll look like it's well supported. This next bit could go horribly wrong. I've got a bucket of lava and I've got the coordinates for that block there which we want to drop it into, so I'm going to go all the way up to the ceiling there, and I've got netherrack to do this with, which I'm just thinking might be a really bad idea, but I do have those feather falling boots, so I probably will survive that drop. And yeah, let's start off by getting ourselves in line with this. Oh, there we go. Quite close to the ceiling. Let's bring up F3. So we have to go to X07 is where we want to drop it. So if we go to there, 08, then the next one along is right there. So look directly up and it's the next block along. Okay, so this should work. Oh, no, place that in the wrong place. I'm going to place that one block higher. There we go. Okay, now it's not going to spread out to the sides when it comes down. It does that from the source block, but this is just the stuff that comes after that. Just doing one block at a time so that weird glitch doesn't happen. Still can do it sometimes though. There it is. Let's get out of here. Oh, that's bad. Okay, perfect. Into the hole it goes, and now it's going to go over the side. I've just realised if a ghast shoots at me now, it's going to be really bad. So I'm hoping this does actually look good. But now we should be able to remove these other ones, and it shouldn't spread. Oh no, it does spread. Okay, I didn't think that one through, did I? Well, I was convinced that it wouldn't flow out when I removed the blocks around it, but it does, and a moment ago I'd actually removed this one and it didn't flow out to the side, which was really strange. I've been trying it again since, and look, it just flows out again. And then this one here was the last one to remove, and when I removed that they started flowing out on both sides again. So unfortunately it looks like I'm going to have to go all the way back up to the top and remove the lava. Okay, I think I found a way to trick the lava. I'm assuming when the lava flows it's because it's looking for a path to go down. So what I thought I would do is put an extra barrier on this side and on that side as well, so that if it were to flow out it would then just go down the side here to where it's already gone, and that appeared to have worked. So the one thing I'm worrying about now is that we've accidentally destroyed a couple of glass blocks, and when I replace those it might start spinning again. So I'm going to go down and get some glass and then replace it from the top here, so if it does start spinning over the edge we can contain it again. Okay, it's a success, and that was well and truly worth it. I think that looks really cool. Nice little detail to have there. At the moment I'm just trying to figure out where the tunnel is going to be going, because this next bit that we're going to build is where it transitions from nether brick into something else, which will probably be smooth stone slabs. And this is where the tunnel goes to so far. I'm just trying to figure out where it's actually going to go and change. So you can see the ceiling of the nether is a lot higher. Way up there it is, and when we go through that next bit over there we go up a little bit as well, so it seemed like it was closer, and what I've realised is I've miscalculated a couple of things, but it should be okay, because I think what we're going to do is continue coming out at the pace we are already until we get to around there somewhere, up on that side, and then we'll go across at whatever level that is all the way over to the other side over here, and then when we hit this netherrack over here we'll probably go up at a steep slope until we reach the ceiling above, so we can do something really cool. I'm not going to give it away just yet because I think we've still got time to fit it in the episode, but I've got a design in mind for the bit where we go across here that I think you're going to like. This next bit could easily go wrong, so I've disposed of all of my items and armour, and all we've got is the flint and steel. So hopefully we're going to blow up a large amount with this, and you can see how risky this is going to be, so don't be surprised if this goes wrong. I think that's it. Oh no, there's one there. Okay, so let's do this. Oh god. Can't help but feel I missed one. Okay, let's look at the destruction. That's good. In fact, that's great. So I'm just going to remove these bits here and maybe blow up a little bit more of this stuff. I've cleared out the area for the tube to go through, and this looks decent. I chewed up the side of this wall with my pick a little bit so it would look more natural, which I don't think it does, but it definitely looks better than it did before. So we're all ready to build that, except we've got to build this bit over here first. And what I'm thinking of doing is starting the transition earlier than I originally thought of, because down here there's a break with the glass between having the stone bricks on one side and it starting again on the other. So what I might do is start building this bit with smooth slabs, and then that gets it ready for the transition. So when we go further up we're going to get rid of the nether brick, and then it will be either all smooth stone or smooth stone and something else. I haven't made up my mind yet though. Well, that looks good. There's a lot more contrast between these smooth stones and the nether brick than there is the stone bricks, and that's just because the grey is a lot duller. And what's happened there? Oh, I see, I've put glass there when there should be nether brick. I'll fix that quickly while I remember. But yeah, that's how the tunnel's going to look from now on. It's going to have these smooth stone going all the way around the side because there's going to be one last bit of glass over here, and then the rest of it has got netherrack surrounding it. And I don't have any upside down stairs for these obviously, so I've just put the slabs like that, and that looks just as good, I think. Okay, the tunnel looks decent. There you go, you can see I've been busy at work. There's been a lot to do, but it's all done. And I've had one thought while doing this. Oh, I've missed a block there. Which is, I might change the grass at this point. Perhaps it doesn't always have to be grass in the tunnel, and maybe for this bit here we could use a different material. But that's something I'll think about and maybe change at a later date. What I want to do next is start the transition, and I brought this up to where the path here is going to level out again. And I built the first section of that. So what I was thinking now is we could set ourselves maybe 5 or 6 blocks to transition from the old style with the nether brick into one that's going to have lots of smooth stone. And I was thinking of doing that by having like some random scattered nether brick blocks mixing with the other ones, something like that. Not 100% sure, but I'll start building it, play around with a few ideas and see what we can do. So I said that next I'd be working on the transition, but first of all I needed something to transition into, and what I've built now has taken me a lot longer than it has to build a fair amount of this tunnel, so let's go have a look. Now this is something I've had pictured in my mind for a long time, and this was going to be like the, I don't know, the best moment of the episode where I could show you this idea that I had, except when I'm building it it's just doesn't feel quite right. But anyway, I've had this picture in my mind for a long time of a track like this running close to the ceiling going along, and the way that the track is supported is by lava hanging down from the ceiling, and then it has these slabs around them to hold it into place, which I just thought looked really cool. And where we're building it here, I don't think it will look as cool because this kind of thing would look better in a big open space, which is where we're going into, so I don't know. Anyway, I've decided to stop work on it for now because it's taken me a long time, and I think I just need to take a break, give myself some time to think and gather some new ideas, because this does look cool, and this space here is where the glass would go, so you'd have a really big view. I'm not sure if we should just have the one floating block there, but I don't know. I put it there because I wanted some sort of detail or something in the big glass pane anyway. So this hasn't quite turned out and how I envisioned it, and the main reasons why are because this looks a lot bulkier than I thought it would on the side, so maybe we need to redesign that somehow, and also just using slabs the whole way through kind of makes it looks good from the inside, but from the outside it looks a bit bland. And I think the reason it looks better on the inside is because it's quite clean and clinical, and then you're going to be having these big views through the windows, so the windows kind of make up the aesthetics for the view that they have. But anyway, as I said, I'm going to take a break, come back to this later, and maybe this episode, maybe not, I'm not sure, because I've got something really cool to show you now. It was a surprise to me, so we're going to head to the end, because apparently Hypno has built a farm there, one of the ender ones, which I'm really excited to see, because that means we can get a ton of ender pearls, and also level up really quickly. Okay, I'm at Biffa's base and we're ready to go through to the portal, and if you remember earlier in this episode I said that I went to the end and got some ender pearls and that. Well, what I did was I came through here and I went straight up here, and up there's a little shelter, and it was under there that I stood and attacked the endermen one by one. And when Hypno told me about this farm, he said that when you log in you just have to turn around, and then I discussed with him when he actually built it, and it turns out that he built it and he had finished building it before I went up and used the one up there, so it's a shame I didn't turn around and see this, and it was a complete surprise to me as well that he's built this. Let's take some of those, we're going to get tons of those in a moment, and yeah, I'm pretty sure Hypno wouldn't have done this without filming anything, so I'm sure he's going to have an episode on it out soon, so check the link in the description box, there'll definitely be one to that, because I'm looking forward to see how he built this myself. And from what I hear, it's one of the best ones you can build. It goes... we need a... oh, there we go. He said he got lots of minecarts. That's great. Yeah, it goes all the way from... Oh no, we need to nudge that. Oh, there we go. We're going slow. Anyway, yes, it goes all the way from Y1, so where are we now? Yep, there you go, you can see we're right at the bottom. Is this going to speed up? There we go. And it goes all the way up to Y127, so it's one of the best farms you can get, and I can't believe he's built this all, look at it. It's amazing. So, this place is great, check this out. I've just been using this for a while, you can walk in here and just hit them. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. There's no enchanting table down here yet, so I'll have to bring one of those over, because we definitely need an enchanting room here. Also, a ender chest would be a good idea, so that you can put in some items and things that you've enchanted and take them back to your base. But what I want to do next is actually have a look at it up above, and there's no access route or anything like that, so I think what I'm going to have to do is dig a hole here and try and contain the water that comes down. So I'm just going to remove a few of these tracks and put down some blocks so we can do this safely. Okay, I've taken off my armour and all of my other good items, so now we can pop up here and have a look, and wow. Oh, that looks spectacular. And there's a ladder on the side as well. So you can see that these are here to prevent the Enderman from spawning. Sorry, from spawning and from teleporting there. There's nowhere else for them to teleport because of all of this water. But I want to go up there and take a look at that bit next. Okay, so this setup is very interesting and very clean looking as well. If you notice there's tripwire there, there's string going all the way across, so as soon as an Enderman spawns on it, it's going to activate all of the pistons in this row and push them off, so it's very efficient. And this must have cost Hypno a lot of resources. Noticeably, they're all normal pistons, so no sticky pistons. That's a little bit cheaper, I guess. Plus, Hypno has an iron farm, so yeah. Anyway, I'm very impressed, and I don't have a proper way down here now. I think I'm just gonna have to throw an ender pearl into the water. Oh, that was good. We're back here, and I'm still working on this. I've almost made up my mind about what to do with this, so I'll run you through what I've just been doing. I've been working on this bit here. First of all, I didn't like the length between the two different lava things, so I went over there and looked at it from a distance, and I thought that they were too close together. So I made the bit where we're going to have this window a lot longer, and I think this might just be a little bit too long, but I'm going to build one of the lava bits over on this side and then go look at it from up there again. And the other thing I can't decide is the shape of it on either side. So we have two of them here. On the left we have a much more boxed one, which it looks good, but it makes the whole thing look too square. Then over here on the right we have a smaller one where we don't have a ring at the top and bottom. And yeah, you see the shape of the middle bit is slightly different, and it's the same on the bottom. The bottom bunch of slabs don't meet up with the ones on the side, but they do where these are. So I did actually try this one here without these blocks at the top, and also a row down there at the bottom. You can see where it changes, and it really didn't look right. So it's going to be either that side or that one there. I've just got to make up my mind. So I went for the one that was on the right over there, and I've put that on all of these now, and I've also made this longer because when it was shorter it didn't look right up here. I was trying to picture what it would look like going all the way across, and with these two bits too close together I kind of felt like it would lose the effect that it had, so it needs to be spaced out. I've made it a bit wider, which I now think looks a lot better. And there's something that I've noticed that I've been doing here, which is the track where the minecart goes, that's actually level with the floor, which it hasn't been before, and I think I stated earlier that I wanted it to be higher up. Now I actually like it in this bit a hell of a lot more when it's level with the ground. I've actually moved all the blocks up to see what that looks like, and it really didn't look that good, and I'm thinking now that I may even actually move all of these ones down here down by one block. And what you got to remember is we're going to have that half slab at that height there, so that we'll go through the half slab when we're on the track, but no mobs will be able to walk across it, and the player won't even be able to get to the other side as well. That's something I want to find a solution for actually, because there's times where if you're walking through here you might want to look out the window and see the view. But anyway, that is all we have time for, and I just wanted to say I've very much enjoyed making this episode. I thought there'd be a lot of stress and it'd be really difficult to get it done in time because of the amount of building I've done, and you know, it being 50 minutes. But it's actually been really enjoyable. It's put me in a good mood for the future of the Hermitcraft series. I feel like I've got a lot of inspiration at the moment, and right now I'm going to continue building this, so next episode I'll have some more to show you. So that is all we have time for this episode. It's the 50th one in the Hermitcraft series, 50 minutes long. It's been real interesting to do, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.